Good morning, everyone, wherever and whenever you are, because I know we have different time zones and I can't math. But today is March the 5th, and we have all the crazy news. But first, y'all know me. Story time. I go to see someone about, I'm finally open to talking to someone about mental health. So look at the t-shirt I decided to pick out because look, they should know what they're getting into. Look, I believe in truth in advertising at least, so they'll know that I use dark humor to cover up all my issues. Good morning, Eris. Thanks for doing your mod stuff and, just being you. And I hope you're feeling better. Judge Maddie, welcome. The expert. Yes, indeed, your raid did dump into my channel, so thank you. Good morning, Slinky and Squab Bob. And I'm I'm glad you didn't let it mellow because that's a no-go in my house. Good morning. Our first story is, apparently fast food wars are going on. I did not know that this was a thing, but, Burger King burns Wendy's by offering free Whoppers after surge pricing plans announced. It's a new kind of Hunger Games, just days after Wendy's announced that it would be testing an Uber-style surge pricing model where the cost of items could fluctuate based on demand. Burger King made an announcement of their own. Burger King will be giving out Whoppers through Friday, March the 1st, throwing some not so subtle shade at their competitor. Good morning, Lady Autumn Sky. Welcome, welcome. Quote, as a leader of this company, I will never support surge pricing or charging people more when they're hungry. When our guests come to us, it's an opportunity to give them our best in service value for their hard-earned money. At Burger King, you rule. President of Burger King US, Burger King, Tom Curtis, said in a statement to the Post. Customers, well, this was for the first, so I'm sorry this is a little bit late for y'all to get your free Whoppers. Good morning, Sophia Starlin and Jessica Rubery. Uh, so you could have redeemed your free Whopper or vegetarian Impossible Whopper burger with a purchase of $3 or more through the offers tab in the mobile app or on BK.com. The only thing surging at BK this week is the fire. We don't believe in charging people more when they're hungry, the company tweeted. Good morning, Erin Olivia. Burger King's terms called the deal a quote, no urge to surge, a response to Wendy's apparent urge to surge. The Post has reached out to both Burger King and Wendy's for comment. Wendy's was all over the headlines after it reported that CEO Kirk Tanner announced the new dynamic pricing system on a call with investors, noting that they will invest 20 million on high-tech menu boards that will be able to update prices in real time. I'm never getting a Frosty again. Go in there one day, it's 99 cents. Go in there another day, it's $120. Welcome, Wolfram. Doggone it, Fribert. As soon as I get you in frame, you run away. You're just a dingus. And I love you, but you're a dingus. Good morning, greedy blokes. Bloke and Mads. Uh, yeah, I don't think surge pricing will work, and I think that's because people don't have the expendable income. If it's a choice between, going and not knowing at any time what something is going to cost versus going to Burger King and everything is more expensive but the same price, people are not going to go there. Now, I have never Ubered in my entire life. Or not Uber Eats. I mean, I have never Uber Eats. I have never ordered food online beyond, Papa John's Pizza. So, I don't understand that, but I guess some people will be willing to pay more. There's always going to be people that are willing to pay more for convenience. My Mini 67, oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can see both sides. I just, this is probably the worst time to enact something when people are struggling, and the first thing that generally goes in most people's budgets is the sort of, frivolous spending, and to most people, fast food is frivolous spending. So, I don't know. Oh, well, I have no idea. Like I said, I have never ordered anything. Now, have I been tempted to order Uber Eats when I really, really want, oh gosh, I don't know what it's called from Dairy Queen, but they basically take the, uh, like, peanut sundae and dip it in chocolate and then put it on a stick and call it like a sundae, or I can't remember what it's called, but have I really wanted those? And I definitely thought that that it would be okay to spend like $10 to get one delivered. There have been moments I've been tempted, but I'm also too cheap to do that. Yes, but, we haven't taught skills to our younger kids. I mean, I know, friends of my daughter that don't know how to even do their own laundry or cook, basic meals like macaroni and cheese or, uh, uh, that kinda thing. Zach, I appreciate your help. I cannot remember spelling to save my life, and it'd be pretty jerky to ask for advice and then, get mad when someone corrects you. So, I appreciate it. Just don't try to get me. Oh, not the dilly bar, it's something else. I can't remember, but, you know, inner f inner fluffy kid me wants one once in a while. Good morning, Christine. We can start doing that, that would be awesome. I would love to help people, I just didn't wanna turn into one of those, life advice columns because I am always a super hot mess, and I don't wanna give anyone advice. Because, eh, I I think that's the problem with most of those influencers, honest to goodness, is Oh, yeah, speaking of the eclipses, it's going straight through my town, and it's already going insanity. Yep, Dairy Queen, something about their soft serve, I don't know what they put in it, but it is addictive. In other news, an update to to the individual story that I did and the story that I covered in the morning news, there are more details in the, Cosby dad sleepover mango drug-laced smoothies that he gave to 12-year-old girls. Uh, Now, I am okay with a trebuchet straight into the sun. I really am. But, we have due process, and we have to stick to our principles, allegedly, in Minecraft. One of the 12-year-old girls allegedly fed drug-laced mango smoothies by a friend's father during sleepover claims the creepy Oregon dad was, quote, "doing tests to see if they were conscious while they pretended to sleep." The child desperately texted a family friend, begging for a ride from the Lake Owego home, saying her friend's 57-year-old father was making her feel unsafe after he coerced her and two other girls into drinking smoothies he had laced with benzodiazepine, a depressant that slows the nervous system, according to a probable cause affidavit obtained by the Post. So I'm sleeping, and her dad comes down, and I'm hugging one of the other girls because she was scared, and he kept moving us away from one another, but kept doing tests to make sure we weren't awake, the unidentified girl wrote in a text. Y'all, y'all, if this happened to one of my children, how this dad was, look, I'm just saying we have seen photos of parents who have kind of found people doing creepy stuff in their house, and the guy comes in with a, maybe dotted I. I know. I would be because, look, no, no. Also, the other girl won't wake up because she did for like 2 seconds, but she kept her eyes closed and didn't talk, the girl added before the family friend agreed to pick her up. When the family friend arrived at the home, the girl stood to get her things and was met by creepy dad, Michael Maiden, who quote seemed drunk and slurred his speech in response to her leaving, but did not try to stop her, the girl said. Maiden turned himself in at the Clackamas County Jail on Wednesday after a grand jury issued an indictment accusing him of multiple felonies and misdemeanors stemming from the August 26th sleepover from hell. The girl also told the police she used a very loud door to retrieve her shoes from the garage while fleeing because she became concerned when one of the girls didn't wake up when she slammed it. After the girl was brought home by the family friend, she woke her parents, who decided to drive to Maiden's house at 3 a.m. to retrieve the other two girls, the document said. At the hospital the next day, one of the girls told Lake Oswego police detective Nicole Palmieri that she still felt hot, woozy, and clumsy, while the other child said she couldn't recall what occurred upon, quote, blacking out, end quote. One of the three girls, whose mother said she's typically a light sleeper, described falling into a thick, deep sleep that she had never experienced before. The same girl was unable to walk upon getting home and had to be carried inside the house, where she repeatedly asked what happened before her parents decided to bring her to the hospital. Police observed that one of the girls, quote, walked slowly and used the assistance of her mother for balance. Her eyelids were heavy and she spoke slowly. Y'all, how did these parents pick up these obviously drugged girls? And they have more they have more, um, grace than I do, because I would have gone old school inner city high school. I just started taking out my earrings, removing off my wig, because you know it's about to go down. It would been World Star in there. Oh, good morning, Squid Pro Quo. None of the girls or their family were particularly close with the Maiden family or had been in their home before the sleepover, which Menden arranged because his then wife's primary language is Japanese, the affidavit said. The police have not speculated on a motive. Maiden faces charges including causing another person to ingest a controlled substance and application of a controlled substance to a body of another person. I I totally can understand that. I just, look, this may be fake, but the attitude is real. I'm just saying, like, Mr. Mo is generally the calm and peaceful one, so and he's 6'4", so I would just be, like those kids in the cartoons when someone's holding them back by their shirt. Court records show that Maiden and his wife, good morning, bad weather biker, divorced last year, but owned a home in Lake Oswego at the time of the sleepover. Maiden pled not guilty during his arraignment Wednesday in Clackamas County Circuit Court, and his bail was set at $50,000. Sir, you are lucky we have due process. That's all I'm saying. Uh, so far, the boys, it's funny. So we have, my oldest son and my youngest son are both long and lanky. Well, not the youngest one so much. He's kind of petite and the only one uh, in the family that has abs, and he likes to tell everyone that because he's just full of energy, and I don't know what he does to get abs, but he has them. And, my middle son, God love him, he is Chris Farley and Bobby Hill combined, reborn into a human body. So, he's just thick. So it's funny, how they're all growing differently, and oh, no, I am so, so sorry. I hope you guys get to feeling better, and me too, I agree. Take care of yourselves. My bad habit when I am sick is to notice all the things that aren't getting done, so I try to sick clean. So, try to oh, no, he looks exactly like my husband in the face when he was that age. He's just built like a dump truck. It's so funny. Fryberto, I am one of these days, Fry, one of these days, we're gonna work on this. You're gonna stay we're gonna get that camera that just follows you since I'm terrible and bad at it. Oh, no, yes, j just small Snickers. In other oh, well, here you go. In funny news, and I didn't know that this was a thing, but Jewish singles flocked to Philadelphia matchmaking conference, YentaCon, to meet that someone special. Okay, if it doesn't start out with Fiddler on the Roofs, "Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match, find me a find, catch me a catch," then it's just not real. I refuse to accept it. A convention of matchmakers are helping young Jewish people make love, not war. Leading Yentas from New York and around the world descended on Philadelphia Thursday and Friday for the inaugural YentaCon. Can I just go and watch? Like, I'm not Jewish, obviously, but I would love to go. This just looks insane hilarious, but that's me, and I'm a people watcher. Good morning, cool gamer. I do not know. But again, if you don't start off with Fiddler on the Roof, I have no idea what you're gonna do. Billed as the first, quote, "Jewish matchmaking conference," end quote, in the country designed to match members of the tribe. But these weren't little babushkas like in Fiddler on the Roof. These were next gen millennial matchmakers, one as young as 25, delivering decidedly modern guidance such as Judaism and sexuality to discerning singles. Oh, good lord. No. Sal, maybe you could go. It's the year of the Yenta, declared NYC Yenta body Bonnie Winston, who said that matchmakers are working overtime to pair up singles looking for a quote Jewish connection in the wake of the October. We know what happened there. Quote, "We are all in one room to support one another despite our differences to help our Jewish clients find love," she said to a sea of emphatic nods. "The closer you get to Fiddler on the Roof matchmaking, the better it is," said Addie Alder of, quote, "Match by Addie," or Ollie? Sorry, ma'am. Adding the emphasis is on in-person, face-to-face meetups. It's back, as old-fashioned as you can get. At the Weitzman National Museum of Jewish History in Philly, one block from the Liberty Bell, it was kosher schnitzel. Okay, I can't say that word today. Instead of cheesesteaks on the menu, along with a healthy portion of kvetching, kvelling, and kibitzing. Look, if I ever learned another language, it would be Yiddish because I love all the words. I love all the words, kvelling, kvetching, kibitzing. I mean, I'm just saying, it would be useful to nothing, but I would learn it. The crowd, sporting Yenta emblazoned fanny packs against a wall of heart-shaped balloons, okay, you lost me at fanny packs, included dozens of matchmakers and love coaches, both Hasidic and secular, rabbis, both male and female, husband and wife matchmakers, black matchmakers, and one who's part of a family of Lutheran ministers with one mission to help Jews meet and marry one another. What are the Lutherans doing there? Asking as a real question. I'm not no hate. I'm just like, why are the Lutherans there? The Yenta'ing became so raucous at one point that conference co-founder Michael Nassiter found a way to quiet the room. Uh, Makala? When she announced, "Someone in this room is wearing a vibrator, you have to guess who." Oh, oh no. Oh, those are some problem glasses. I like them, but those are definitely problem glasses. Guys, in my personal opinion, and everyone can have a different one, but if you see these glasses, they might be a former theater chick, and I'm just telling you, we will get wigs, we will be a little cray cray. So, plan accordingly. The female-heavy crowd, save for a few male matchmakers, including 31-year-old Nicholas Rawson of Washington Heights, plots when flanks of armed SWAT team guys entered the room for a security exercise, and a matchmaker worth her weight screamed out, "Are they single?" Indeed, the unofficial commandment, "Thou shalt get busy," was no, "Thou shalt marry." That's not was foremost on everyone's mind during Rabbi Yisrael Barnath's section. Kabbalah of Love, and the Rabbi reiterated the group's mission, declaring the greatest thing since sliced challah is getting someone married. Matchmakers showcased their clients during PowerPoint presentations. Okay, but if it's all chicks there, who are you going to set them up with? I I I feel like this may not have worked out the way you thought it was going to work. Hello, traveling fools. Uh, I don't know. In another person that might need to be allegedly in Minecraft trebucheted directly into the sun, do not pass go. Judge calls the case of child abusing stepmom, quote, "the most extensive and persistent evil," end quote, he's ever encountered. Yeah, you don't look like you're a kind person, ma'am. A 46-year-old woman in Delaware will spend the rest of her life behind bars for torturing and abusing her two stepchildren in such a horrific fashion that the presiding judge called it the most extensive and persistent evil he had ever encountered. I do, Eris. I even sang it. I'm like, if they didn't start with Fiddler on the Roof, I am just done. I can no longer handle the world. Kent County Superior Court Judge Jeffrey J. Clark on Thursday ordered Mary Visson to serve 106 years in a state correctional facility for the quote unquote hell she put two children through, authorities announced. Mary Vinson's husband, 37-year-old Charles Vinson, also received a significant prison sentence, with Clark ordering him to serve 49 years behind bars. Uh, yeah. I love you guys can bring a little humor into this because right now I'm totally in, like people look, as the world's worst Christian, y'all know, um, I am like, you know, people are like, forgive, forgive. And I'm like, no, Jesus flipped some tables. I'm kind of there at the moment. As previously reported by Law and Crime, the Vincents were convicted in September on dozens of felony counts for the cruel treatment of their children, which included making them stand long periods, withholding food, force feeding them, and violently and repetitively attacking them. I am done with people. Mary Vincent pled to 42 felonies, including 6 counts of first degree child abuse, 2 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of strangulation, 2 counts of conspiracy, among other charges. She faced a minimum of 30 years and a maximum of 440 years. Charles Vinson pled to 12 felonies, including 3 counts of first degree child abuse, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of intimidation, 1 count of second degree assault. He faced a minimum sentence of 10 years and a maximum of 158 years. Quote, these children went through hell. Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings said in a statement following the hearing. Sorry. Now they will never have to worry about their abusers again. Even when these cases are strong, they're not easy. The facts are chilling. Knowing what these children experienced weighs heavily on all of us. But not but knowing that they are safe now is why we do this work. I'm grateful to the prosecutors and law enforcement who rescued them from this torture. The prosecutor said that Mary and Charles, you know, heartlessly tortured their 2 children over 20 months, beginning in early 2020 when the boys were 9 and 11. Both children were hospitalized several times due to the severity of the abuse, and no one from DCFS stopped them at the first daggone doctor's appointment. I'm telling you, Jesus flipped some tables, y'all, allegedly in Minecraft. These cases are what keep us up at night, Jennings previously said about the allegations against the Vincents. The evidence in this case is disturbing, and my prayers are with the victims who, thank God, are somewhere safe. No, they're in DCF. They're not safe. Prosecutors emphasized that Mary Vincent was the parent predominantly responsible for the abuse, while Charles Vincent was aware of the abuse but didn't help his children. I'm not gonna get into this, but they both need to go directly to Snake Island. I don't know what happened to BioMom. I, just picked this out because, you know, it was interesting-ish, and it wasn't oddly enough, it wasn't as terrible as the rest of the stories. In other news, I side with the mom on this one. Judge holds victim's mother in contempt for wishing death upon the man who fatally assaulted her son with a shovel in a quote senseless murder. Judge, really? Really, Judge? I know, I feel like I could just put an inspirational quote like, it's not the destination, it's the journey," and then put it up on Instagram. I mean, once I make my bed. A murder victim's mother landed in handcuffs on Monday after an Alabama judge found her in contempt for saying, quote, "I wish death upon every one of you," end quote, according to Fox. That's what she said, YouTube. It's not me. I am quoting someone. It is a quote. Just in case, the person watching this. I want to make that clear. According to Fox Mobile affiliate WALA, Mobile County Circuit Court Judge Brandy Hambright called Linda Gale's statement a threat. I don't know. Seems more like a prayer to me. Like, this is the 111th reason I'm not a judge, unless you guys vote me in. They were in court Monday to see Morgan Daniel Barnhill, 29, sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole after 15 years under state law for the beating of Etienne Murray, 25, with a shovel. He pled guilty to the murder in February. Cops in the city of Mobile said that the March 2022 attack, Barnhill led Murray to his home in the community of Tillman's Corner and attacked him with a shovel. He lied to cops first by claiming that the victim was a stranger who tried to break into a shed. Investigators determined that the men actually knew each other. Gale said has said that the men were friends. Quote, throughout the investigation, or through the investigation, it was determined that the alleged victim, Barnhill, uh, intentionally misled or okay, so they're going by now it makes sense in my head. I was like, the alleged victim, so they're, still assuming that this is a break-in. Barnhill intentionally misled officers about an attempted burglary on his property, officers said in a statement to Law and Crime. Detectives discovered several inconsistency. What, from this guy? From method acting poster child, Walmart 101? I mean, him lie? I doubt it. Uh, at the time, authorities suggested to the court that race may have played a role in the attack, but did not elaborate. Barnhill is white and Murray was black. On Monday, both the judge and Barnhill's own attorney said that they did not know how this happened in the first place. Hambright called the murder quote unquote senseless. I will be your third party intervener. My mini me 67. Now, I will say that just my face, resting face, is bold caps and underlined. So, I'm I'm just saying we might get contempt of court often, even when I'm silent. My face is contempt of court. Uh, I don't know quite what brought us here, she reportedly said. He does look very trustworthy. I if he called and said he, needed some money, I'm sure he would pay it right back. Barnhill's statement apparently did not clear things up, with him reportedly saying, quote, "I apologize for events," and then it kind of skips, "that caused this young man's death." Quote, "That's one of those mysteries that will never be solved unless it's, said from him," defense attorney Bucky Thomas. That is his given name. Who in their right minds names their child Bucky? Asking for a friend. Uh, After the hearing, according to WALA, certainly by the way of evidence, nothing was gleaned to say what started it or what precipitated it in fact, what led to the actual incident. So at this point, we just don't know. Quote, "He had so much potential," Murray's father, Benjamin Gale, reportedly said. "A super great man. I just want justice." I know. I'm just generally, I would think that it would be like a nickname for something, but far be it from me. Uh, Lena Gale remained in handcuffs for half an hour. Quote, "He was a fun-loving, caring, smart, flawed human being like all the rest of us," Linda Gale said after court. "He deserved to live his life out like everyone else does. Because he didn't get to do that, my life is broken, our lives are shattered." So, yeah, I'm kind of, again, with the mom on this one, but as you know, I'm kind of maybe not the legal professor you need to talk to. Nothing I say is life and or legal advice, because I am a general hot mess most of the time. Police searching for a missing autistic teen blasts Eye of the Tiger in hopes of drawing him out. The desperate search for a missing Tennessee 15-year-old boy with autism dragged into its 8th day on Monday, with authorities even booming his favorite song at one point over the last week in hopes of drawing the teen out. Sebastian Roberts was reported missing on February 26th and sparked an Amber Alert as multiple agencies scoured the area around the city of Hendersonville using drones, police dogs, helicopters, and boats, according to reports. Authorities also came up with a unique approach in hopes of finding the teen, though it didn't pan out. We were told that his favorite song was Eye of the Tiger, Sumner County Sheriff's Department Deputy Chief Eric Craddock said, according to WKRK RN. We tried playing that to kind of call him and let him know we're here to help. I'm sure he could see what's going on here and be intimidated. But if he sees this newscast, I want him to know, Sebastian, come out where we can help you. We just want to get you home safe. Well, just as long as you know it comes from a very flawed and imperfect person. So that is all. I don't pretend to be, um, you know, collected. During Monday's briefing, Craddock said officials were going to scale back its ground search for Rogers, but insisted the sheriff's department remained committed to bringing him home. Quote, let's be clear, this does not diminish our commitment to finding Sebastian. This is simply us transitioning from a ground search to an investigative side, he said. According to the Tennessean, we have no leads, no details that indicate Sebastian is not alive. The boy's parents detailed the excruciating days they have faced since he's vanished. Oh, he's such a cutie too. Look at his glasses. My oldest has glasses kinda like that, and he looks so happy with his backpack. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, his mother, Kate Proudfoot, told WSMV Monday. Anyone. She reportedly said when she went to wake up her son from bed, he wasn't there, which set off a furious search inside the home for him. Proudfoot noted that her child has high functioning autism. She also said he's, quote, very smart, end quote, and not the type to get in trouble. Stepfather Chris Proudfoot said his family has faced a roller coaster ride of emotion between helplessness and hopelessness, many other emotions all in one, and it's a ending world because it doesn't stop, he told the station. Well, I do hope that they are able to find this. I call him a little guy, but he's 15. So this teenager, I hope that he was maybe just scared with you know, all the police stuff going around and maybe he thought he was in trouble. So hopefully, you know, he will reach out to someone to get help. I really hope this for the family because that would be my worst nightmare. Fry, I will get you out in just 1 second. After I'm done, you went out right before we started. Fast car, slow return. Ferrari stolen in 1995 from a Formula One driver is recovered by the UK police. Wow, they've solved one burglary. That was mean. I'm sure the Metro Police are doing very well-ish. Uh, a very fast car made a very slow return. British police said Monday that they recovered a Ferrari stolen from an Austrian Formula One racer, Gerard in Italy almost 3 decades ago. Welcome, Flash Fan 85. I am doing well. I hope you are doing well too. The red Ferrari F 512M, look, I don't know cars, so I'm sure there's a different way you're supposed to say that, was one of two sports cars taken while their drivers were in Imola for the San Marino Grand Prix in April 1995. Neither was ever found until London's Metropolitan Police Force was tipped off by the manufacturer in January that a Ferrari was in the process of being sold to a US buyer by a UK broker that had been flagged as a stolen vehicle. Oh, Gerhard Berger. Thank you so much, my mini me. The force's organized vehicle crime unit investigated and found the car had been brought to Britain from Japan in late 2023. Officers seized the car, which the force said was valued at close to $350,000 or pounds or $444,000. Our inquiries were painstaking and include contacting authorities from around the world, said Constable Mike Pilbeam, who led the investigation. We worked quickly with partners, including the National Crime Agency, as well as Ferrari and international car dealerships. This collaboration was instrumental in understanding the vehicle's background and stopping it from leaving the country. No one has been arrested, and the second stolen Ferrari remains missing. Ferrari manufactured the 501 are 501 of the F512M models between 1994 and 1996. The car has a top speed of 350 kilometers an hour or 196 miles per hour. That is, impressive. I would not be comfortable driving that fast, but, Uh, in not safe for work news, Alex Jones was right. I'm just kidding, you guys. Humpback whales caught enjoying, gay sex romp in first documented photos of whale humping. Yes, that is the actual title, YouTube. Do not come for me. This is the New York Post, and apparently they won't show the video. They put the hump in humpback whale. I know, I feel like doing the Alex Jones, like, "They're putting chemicals in the ocean to make the whales gay," but it just writes itself. Uh, Science documented humpback whales making whoopee on camera for the first time ever, as well as the first same-sex penetration. Y'all, I can't. Okay, the copulating oh, I used to be able to say this word. Whales photographed by researchers off the coast of Hawaii were both males, according to the report. Are their names Gary what was the ambiguously gay duos from SNL? What was their names? Gary and Kyle? I don't remember. Mating and non-reproductive encounters between giant marine mammals have rarely been observed in the wild. Can whales have some privacy? Ace and Gary. I knew it was but, I mean, y these whales are trying to have their smexy time, and they're just getting recorded. Uh, the action was photographed, near the Molokini crater off the island of Maui on January 19th, 2022, after a private boat spotted the pair of whales. The photographer, however, revealed a darker story in revelation of the, well, the male on male action. A healthy adult humpback was observed chasing an injured and visibly emaciated adult humpback. One second. I'm going to see what Fry is whining about. Give me one. Thor was right outside of the door, like, putting his paw through, and he was like, "But I wanna go play with my friend." Uh, so it looks like this was, an attack on a again, why are we filming this? Why are we give these poor, poor, whales so apparently it might have been a non-consensual activity for the skinnier whale, and this is news, y'all. This is going in the what in the Walmart news stories for the year-long review, because why? Oh my goodness. In an update to a story that we covered either yesterday or last week, a man has yeah, I guess, the whales are just as interesting as we are. A man has been, charged or accused of the murder of the pregnant Amish woman and say and police say it might have been a case of mistaken identity, the suspect's foster daughter says. A young Amish woman was 6 months pregnant with her 3rd child when she was unalived in her own home late February. Over the weekend, a Pennsylvania man was arrested for the apparently senseless slaying. Sean C. Cranston, 52, stands accused of criminal homicide of an unborn child, burglary, and criminal trespass over an incident that took the life of Rebecca A. Byler, 23, according to a criminal complaint filed by state police in Crawford County. The victim is believed to have been killed by some combination of being shot in the head or having her throat, cut. Giblets, sir. Just Manson lamps and all the no. An application for a search warrant in the case obtained by Law and Crime paints a particularly grim picture of the house that Andy Byler, the deceased woman's husband, came home to on February 26th. Rebecca Byler had her, throat cut, and she was laying. Basically, he came home to the scene. He needs to go to Scorpion Island, then Snake Island, if, in my general opinion. The two the 2 Byler children were home when their mother was unalived, but they were unhurt. No, they saw that. Why do I picture Dory saying something from, Finding Nemo, which is completely inappropriate, especially when I'm talking about this story? Daggone it. A GoFundMe, for the Bylers is being run by a longtime family friend. Quote, "We are collecting money for Rebecca's husband, Andy, and their 2 children." The online fundraiser reads, "We would like to show our support for the entire Amish community and help raise funds so Andy and his children can find a safe new home." The surviving children are toddler age, the police have said. The Spartansburg area of the Keystone State is home to numerous Amish families, and residents typically have a harmonious relationship with a tradition focused, electricity disfavoring group. A murder, however, among the community of Amish and non Amish alike is unheard of in the region, community members said. Quote, "The outside world doesn't get in," local pharmacist Charlene Hayek, who spent her entire life in Spartansburg, told ABC News. "To have something this tragic, it doesn't happen here. It's not something that happens around here," Spartansburg Volunteer Police Department Women's Auxiliary President. Wow. You know what? Can we stop with these super long title names? I mean, I know it makes you look impressive and all that other jazz and whatever, but that is a mouthful. Told the Associated Press, "We are worried about our Amish." But one woman who identified herself as the defendant's foster daughter suggested he had problems with one particular Amish family. Quote, "Like, I could never picture my dad being that cold and heartless of a monster," the woman who declined to be otherwise identified told Erie-based ABC Fox affiliate WJETF or WFXP, "Never in a million years." According to Cranston's foster daughter, another Amish couple used to live in the Byler home on Fish Flats Road in Sparta Township. Years ago, the Amish couple adopted Cranston's grandson, the woman told the TV station. And she thinks that the only father she has ever known believed he was going after a different Amish family. "As far as I know, he wanted to get his grandson back," the woman said. Supposedly, she just started yelling at him coming in, and that's when, boom, it all took off, and it's just horrifying to think that. Pennsylvania State Police, however, remain perplexed about the alleged killer's motive in the case. It's still very perplexing, Lieutenant Mark Weindorf told the Erie Times News. "We want to uncover why this happened." It, yeah, it it was certainly again, why are we taking pictures? I mean, I know where we're taking pictures because people are but that's gonna end up on some dark person's hub, you know it is. While details that led law enforcement to Cranston stores are currently scarce, Weindorf told the newspaper that the defendant is known to the area's Amish community. Hailing from a small town of Corey, Cranston lives roughly 10 miles north of the Byler's residence, and it is currently unknown if he knew the Bylers. The defendant is currently being detained in Crawford County Correctional Facility without bond. He is slated to appear in court on March 15th and does not have an attorney as of Monday. In our last story, from some levity, your family might be crazy, but they're not this crazy. My wife and I eloped, but her family crashed our wedding. It was stalker level crazy. I love these things. Reddit, I don't know how to work it. I don't ever want to start it, but whoever mines Reddit to find these stories, blessed be you. A man claimed that he and his wife eloped to avoid his wife's quote unquote crazy family, but they traveled 1,000 miles to crash the wedding anyhow. Posting in the Reddit thread, "R wedding shaming" last month, the new husband, 26, going by the name of GLL420, explained that he and his wife, also 26, decided to elope after they found out she was pregnant. They planned to bring a group of 4 close friends to Colorado for a secret wedding, so they rented an RV and a big romantic Airbnb, and also hired a videographer and photographer. Quote, "We strategically picked Colorado because 1, the view, and 2, it was far from our families," he detailed in the post. Not only would inviting his wife's big family to a wedding, even a local one, be expensive, but, quote, "her family is crazy," he explained. "She was raised in a house with a manipulative attic," the man bemoaned. He said his mother-in-law's brain is fried from years of abusing substances, and she raised her kids with the mentality that family is all you have, so they wouldn't abandon her. She doesn't understand what's going on most of the time, or at least pretends not to, but reacts like a child when met with confrontation, he said of the mom later in this post. Just as the man and his new wife are about to get married, they got a phone call. Quote, "Her entire family, mom, dad, sisters' boyfriends, all drove over 1,000 miles to crash our wedding," he said, adding his wife made the mistake of telling her sister about the elopement. Disaster ensued. Her family welcomed themselves into the Airbnb and followed them to the wedding, where the intruders hijacked it, making it all about family and even interrupting uh, the ceremony to quote unquote pray after the wedding. The family insisted they'd like to have a party at the Airbnb, and the new bride, who wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, had to reveal the secret to everyone. Quote, "Immediately, everything went much further downhill. The mom had found a new target in our unborn child, the future of manipulated children who would never be able to leave her side. She was thrilled," he wrote. "This was no longer about our marriage, it was about her daughter getting married, no longer about our baby, but her grandbaby," he said. His wife refused to leave. The photographer stopped taking pictures because his wife's family refused to leave, and the photographer stopped taking pictures because everyone looked miserable, he added. "After all was said and done, we had a ruined ceremony, 140 pictures, 0 videos, and no after movie," he said. "We didn't get to go to the ice skating rink, no sculptures, didn't go to Denver. Our first dinner as a married couple was eaten separately. We were supposed to have 800 pictures, 2 videos, and 1 movie of the whole weekend combined," he added. Um, Move far, far away. Tell your wife she can't tell anyone. Change your names. They also lost, quote, "a ton of money because they didn't get a chance to hand in their marriage certificate. Her mothers and sisters almost cost us a marriage with zero remorse. It's been a stressful month and I'm just glad it's over," he wrote. Commenters below his post were appalled at the situation. Quote, "Sounds like a nightmare. I encourage both of you to make moves to cut these people out of your lives so you can be surrounded by a family that actually love you and not let your children or your child or any future children grow up in an environment of eternal strife, one woman person commented. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I hope you and your wife can have a redo at some point, another said. Others said that the man and his wife played a part in letting her mom crash the wedding. Why did they have the address to your Airbnb? Why, when they showed up, did you let them in? Why did you not try to keep them out of the venue somehow? I understand they followed you, but could you have called ahead and asked for security? Another commenter said, quote, I'm not trying to blame you or your wife for her family's frankly bonkers behavior, but it's time to stop going along to get along now. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Establish firm boundaries. Talk to your wife about boundaries, agree on them, stick to them. If not for your wedding, protect your relationship and your wife's pregnancy and your eventual baby from them, their post continued. Your wife needs therapy, and you need to have a serious conversation and set clear, explicit boundaries as a couple ASAP before the baby gets here, another said. Ultimately, you're both grown adults who could have shut this nonsense down. You could have removed them from the venue, you could have removed them from the Airbnb, but you didn't. You won't have a choice when the baby arrives, they added. Yes. Hello, Jude. Yeah, do do not sit down as a couple. You need to sit down as a couple, and you both need to decide what your boundaries are and what you both feel comfortable with your boundaries are. You need to be a team on this. You need to be united because the family will try to divide you. They will try to do this, but you guys need to stick together as a couple and, set those boundaries in concrete. Because the worst thing you can have is a new baby and a mother-in-law telling you what to do and how terrible you're doing it, or what they used to do when you're a new mom and you're just trying to figure things out. So so you need to set those firm boundaries now. You need to, most doctor's offices, and I will tell you guys this, if you tell them, "I don't want so and so in my labor room," the nurses are great. They'll be like, "Oh, it's against policy, we can only have 1 person in here," so, you know, that kind of thing. Well, this show is all about regularity. You're welcome, my mini me. I'm glad we made your day a little better. I'm sorry you're not feeling the best, and doggone it. Yeah, so, again, what I would say is, have a really frank talk with your wife or husband. Decide on a battle plan, stick to it, you know, try to it's gonna be like a war room, I'm telling you. You guys are gonna have to strategize and say, "If this happens, then what should we do?" Be open with communication with each other, and it's easier said than done. Look, I understand your mom's your mom, but, you are going to be a mom. So be that shield against the things that hurt you as a child. If you remember how, things really hurt you as a child, try to be a shield against that for your child. And that's all I can say. Look, I am a hot mess express, so, you know, take my advice. Ugh, gross. Why? I don't understand. Look, the only thing as a mother-in-law I will do is if the youngest, most feral gets married, I will probably not tell them all the shenanigans that they got into until they present me with their first grandbaby, who will probably be triplet sons, and I'll be like, "So, um, youngest, most feral was a little feral as a child, so I've given you a book of things that he did, and I'll just pull out a binder about the size of a Bible and then But, as a mother-in-law, you also have to understand that if you're the husband's mother, that the wife might not be comfortable with you in the delivery room. I mean, there are things that, people modesty-wise and other things just might not be comfortable with. And you should be able to step outside yourself enough to realize that, your child has become a mom and they now set the rules for this baby. and you are being invited in, and that is a privilege, not a right. But some people don't think normal, and this woman sounds like she doesn't, so, like I told Brian from the Sarah Boone case, change your name, move to Wyoming, and never tell nobody nothing. Like, pretend you are in the witness protection services. Anyhoozle, guys, I have to run. I have to go to, my first, therapy appointment. This is gonna be amazing. I wore my perfect t-shirt. I will show it again just to let you know. I just wanted to let them know what they were getting into. I would hope not, but I'm sure some mother-in-laws would want to be there when it's made to tell them what they're doing wrong. I have seen some craziness over my years. Yeah, so, just set boundaries. What's right for one family may not be right for your family, and don't compare. Don't compare, it's not helpful. Anyhoozle, wherever you are and whenever you are on the planet, have a wonderful day. Say something kind to yourself, say something kind to someone else, and try to grow that circle of kindness just a little bit, even though I'm kind of in a Jesus flipping tables mood. I will try my best to spread kindness around like a glitter fairy or a glitter bomb, who knows? Have a wonderful day, guys. I am sending you guys to Megan Fox, and she is doing What the Hail stuff, but I know that there is a lot of stuff going on. I think Baker's doing another trial, so feel free to go wherever you like. I just set you guys up to go there. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.